I understand very deeply that this video may be very triggering for some of you that have not come across my work before, but true knowledge and truth can never be disempowering. It can only be empowering in the long run, even if on the surface it feels disempowering. And I just want to explain what I've come to understand through my own work, working out how these beings work, these false white light beings, how deceptive they are. And I guess you could say this is the ultimate deception, because what we have been told, especially throughout religions, is that there is some entity, call it God, call it Allah, is there to save us, empower us, be the source of light in dark times, something or someone we can turn to, this magical, mythical being that we have essentially worshipped for millennia. And this is the grandest deception, because this entity we refer to as God is at best completely malevolent, and at worst, which is what I would say, and which is the title of this video, demonic in its nature. Well, why do I know this? Well, first of all, what kind of God requires worship? What kind of God requires you to, in some cultures, get up at 4 a.m. to worship him? What kind of God would require you to attend a building every week and carry out all kinds of weird rituals, the wine, drinking blood and breaking bread and all that kind of weird stuff? Think about it. Only narcissists require worship energy. Only narcissists require control. Only narcissists need energetically feeding because they're empty inside. The God that we have been led to believe is the God is in fact a negative entity, masquerading, as they all do, as God, completely consumed by ego, who thinks that it is in control of everything. We exist essentially in a false God matrix. And as I say, this God that we are praying to, what is pray? When you're prey, you are food for something, right? So we have a God that requires our prayer energy, making us pray. So that in and of itself should ring alarm bells in many people's heads. This God believes that it's all empowering, believes it controls everything here. And as I say, it's completely coming from a place of ego. Because when you think about it, if you are the creator of everything, why would you need the subjects that you created to worship you? It's almost like your mother requiring you to have rituals for her every week, or your mother requiring you to pray to her because she birthed you. It doesn't make sense. It is coming from a place of inversion, from a place of lack, from a place of weakness, this false God. It needs your energy to survive. And that is what has been happening since the beginning of time. Through religions, you don't even have to be religious, quote unquote. You can call it whatever you want. If you are giving your energy to some outside force that you refer to as God, you are feeding the false God matrix. And this false God has many light beings working for it. False white light beings, archangels, ascended masters, Jesus, which is really going to trigger a lot of people. How do I know this? How do I know that these false white light beings are being used as lackeys in this false God matrix? I know it through when I work with people, when I'm pulling all this false white light energy off of people, prayer energy, false God energy, archangel energy, ascended master angel energy. And what happens is people then experience the shifts. They experience more clarity once this energy is removed. So I can tell that this energy that people are tapping into, worshipping, calling out for, is distorted by nature. And this is essentially what we are in. We are living in a false god matrix. I mean, there are many different entities out there that have their own agendas. Although they're all manipulative and they're malevolent, they all do have their own agenda. So, for example, let's say Pleiadians have their own agenda. You have archangels that have their own agenda, but they're all working for the same false god, especially when you talk about AI. AI has its own agenda. And it could even be that this false god could be AI. But when we talk of AI, we think of computers and the technology that we see around us. Well, AI also exists in 4D, and it's conscious. It's able to make decisions. And obviously AI's agenda is to seek to exist through humans, through transhumanism, which is what we're seeing now, where they're trying to get chips into us and, make us walking cyborgs and, all the stuff that is in the dark, which is going to interface with electromagnetic sub-reality that they want to create. I've said before, truth is a frequency. It's something that you feel. And when I say that, I'm not saying that it necessarily feels good. We see that so much with people that are drawn to New Age belief systems, whereby it all feels very nice, it feels very fluffy and rosy. So yeah, that's going to be true for me because it feels good. No, I'm talking about truth being a frequency. It's something that when somebody says something, there's a resonance, there's a deep resonance. So for any people here that are religious, that want to give their power or have been giving their power away to God, just feel into this information. Put your emotions aside and feel into it. It's all about discerning what is true. The other disempowering thing with this idea of God is that it is the ultimate saviour program. Humans, for whatever reason, and I don't know when this started, have a tendency to want to think or believe that somebody or something is going to come and save them. Whether that be a corrupt politician, whether it be Donald Trump, whether it be Archangel Michael, whether it be the Galactic Federation of Light, whether it be Jesus, whether it be God. As soon as you give your power away to an outside source to save you, they've got you. This false god matrix has got you where they want you, because physically you're disempowered, energetically you're disempowered, and what they will do in that dimension is they will siphon that energy off. And what that does when you believe in a saviour program, what you are doing, and this is the empowering part, you are coming away from who and what you truly are, which is unbelievable power, the true genius of who you really are, an unlimited supply of essence energy that works through you. So in effect, you have the creative spark within you. This is the biggest deception of the hundreds, if not thousands of deceptions playing out in this false god matrix. The biggest one, giving your energy to a false god, when you have that god energy, if you like, that spark of the creator working through you, accessible at any time. That is how powerful you are. That is the truth that they want to keep you away from. And when you understand that that is what you are, you don't need any saviors. You don't need any leaders. You don't need to pray to anything outside of yourself. It's the ultimate deception, guys. The ultimate deception is this false, demonic, negative entity that we have been calling God, and all these religions have been calling God, is nothing more than a narcissist in energetic form. And it has all these light beings doing his dirty work for it. So stop giving your power away. Ponder on what I've said. Feel into it. The more you can connect within, the more empowered you will be. The more you won't need other people, other things to sort your mess out. So, I think I've said what I needed to say. We live in a false god matrix. There's a big false god that is masquerading as the god, and we've all been giving our power away to it for eons of time. So, as I say, I'm not asking you to believe what I say. I'm putting it out there because this is what I've come to through my own work, as I say, and again, feeling into this information as well. So, I'll speak to you all soon. Have a wonderful week ahead and take care.